Hello crafty friends, it's Jess from JessCrafts.com. Today I'm here on behalf of Mint Owl Studio with Mint Monday with Jess, and I will be sharing a card made with the new Some Bunny stamp set. It came out on January 5th, so it's now available for purchase, and there will be a link in the video description for you to check out these stamps. There are a lot of really adorable little bunny images in the stamp set, and I'll be stamping out a few today, but just using one of them for my card. I am starting with the idea of paper piecing, so I'm finding a piece of patterned paper that has a nice subtle pattern so that I can stamp the bunnies directly onto it and not have to color them in. I'm using the My Favorite Things Black Licorice Hybrid ink because I want to be able to use any sort of coloring mediums with it in case I decide to add some detail later. And so I am stamping the little grown-up and baby bunny together. I think it could be like a mom and a dad, a mom and a baby, or a dad and a baby. And so it would be good for cards for parents or grandparents or something like that. And so I'll stamp out two of them, and then I'm going to stamp out one of the little bunnies and one of the bigger bunnies from the stamp set just so you can see a variety of them. But also because when I do paper piecing, I like to make a few. If I'm going to go through the trouble of finding a pattern paper that works well with the stamp set, then I will want to stamp out a few so that I don't have to go digging for it next time. And then I'll just take all those little extra images and put them in the Ziploc bag with my stamp. I store my stamps in zip top bags, and that works best for me because they can be sealed and nothing will ever fall out, whereas a lot of the stamp pockets don't seal. And so here I have all the images stamped out, and I'm going to fussy cut them. I'm showing two different ways of fussy cutting. You can fussy cut with a border or without a border, and these images are relatively simple to cut out. However, leaving the border, I like to do that with paper piecing because it allows me to create this little edge and really bring out the stamps. So what I do is I take Copic markers because I have them, but a variety of mediums would work. Any sort of markers would do the trick. You do not need fancy markers. And just trace along where there would normally be a white border if you stamped it in white. And this really helps to just make the image pop. I would tend to do it in the same color as the paper, but maybe just a little bit darker of a tone, so I chose a dark gray here. However, you could also just fussy cut on the black line. In that instance, I like to trace around it with a black marker just to give it a little bit more of a clean edge. Also, I tend to like to go back over the eyes and other fine details in an image to really make them pop. And in this case, I also decided to add some little smiley faces to these bunnies because I thought it would be cute if the mommy or whatever bunny was smiling down at the baby, because they would definitely be happy to be with each other. So once I have all those completed, I'm ready to move on in my card and to make my own background. At first, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I kind of do that a lot with cards where I just sort of play around and see how it goes. And so I started off by just stamping a row of hearts. And in order to make sure that my row lined up, all my hearts were lined up, I just took a ruler. If you wanted to be a little bit more precise, you could draw a line and make sure that your stamp is directly touching it each time. But I found the ruler was enough. And I also, because I wanted to keep it diagonal, I needed something to guide me. If I was trying to stamp a straight row, maybe I could have got away without the ruler. But I want to try to keep it as professional looking as possible. However, it is a handmade card, and the spacing isn't always going to be perfect. And I definitely suggest doing this step before you attach it to anything, so that way in case you do make a mistake, and you can just try another piece. That's one of the fun things about just like experimenting with all of these background little image stamps. In the stamp set, there is two different flowers and these hearts. So you can make your own pattern paper, and this works really well with the dotted pattern paper that I found for them. So I thought, maybe one row of hearts would be enough here. And I'm using the Hero Arts Ombre ink. But when I put the bunny down on it, I just felt like there wasn't enough going on, and so I decided I would use the other colors in the ombre pad and create a little ombre row of hearts here. So I have the darkest pink, the medium pink, and now I'm just going to quickly finish it off stamping with a light pink. So you see, I don't even have to think about how they coordinate. That's the nice thing about those ombre pads, is that I can just bring all the colors in very easily. However, of course, you could find them in your collection. and do be sure to clean off the stamp in between. I'm really impressed with the quality of the stamps in terms of being able to get a really big solid image like this and get great impressions. So you can see I've stamped it repeatedly and I've never had a mistake. I never had to restamp any of them or things like that. And so definitely speaks to the quality of the stamps here. So once I have all of that, my work surface clean, I'm ready to decide on the general layout of my card. At first I thought the bunnies were going to go in with the hearts, but then I realized that that was just kind of too much going on. I played with the other bunny and I thought, oh, it'll look much better if the bunnies are in the white space and they're not really competing with the dots of the hearts. And so I flip everything over. So when you're making cards, just be sure to kind of stay open, play around with things. You never need to commit to something right away. Then I found a random scrap of red cardstock and I decided to create a banner for my sentiment and also to help ground the bunny. I thought that the hearts would ground the bunny, but then when I switched it up, I needed something else. So they'll sit on this banner. I'm stamping the "Some Bunny Loves You." I think this is a great sentiment because it works well for Easter or for Valentine's Day or just a general love card. And so I'm going to kind of fuss around with it to make sure that the rabbits are sitting in a way that they don't kind of go over the edge of the card or anything. And then I wanted to create a background. I thought, oh, it would be fun to pull in some more of that pattern paper from the collection, but it was just too busy. I really wanted the focus to stay on them, so I decided to put it black card base behind it. And just like the gray around the bunny makes them pop, the black makes the whole card panel pop. Then finally I have some sequins also from Mint Owl Studio. It is the Hearts and Kisses mix. I absolutely adore it. Such pretty colors of pink and then these adorable little hearts as well in the mix. And I'm taking my quick stick tool, grabbing up the little hearts, and then that the plastic piece that comes out of the end of the quick stick helps to just press those down with a little bit of glue. And so that is it for my card today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more videos featuring Mint Owl Studio stamps, be sure to subscribe to the Mint Owl Studio channel. You can also subscribe to the Jess Crafts YouTube channel. I'd love to hear from you guys as well, so think about leaving a comment, letting me know how you would love to see this stamp set used. I think it's really versatile and can be used all spring long. And be sure to check out the shop to purchase the stamps. Thanks for watching. Bye.